Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and some changes have been made to Survival Hunter in order to standardize him. This is more a PvE change, and it's really all about mostly AoE rotation. So the AoE rotation and the rotation for survival is something that I really liked. It felt a lot like a Warlock rotation. Now, while I like this, where it feels like a Warlock, where I guess you just put up your dots and try to maintain them as much as possible, but a lot of people found it way too busy, way too weird, not really well designed. And I don't blame them. Like, when you think about it, it does feel a little bit tedious in the long run to have to go with that type of rotation where you're just trying to, let's say for example, maintain Serpent Sting on everybody. Like, this was your AoE rotation. Just Serpent Sting, Serpent Sting, Serpent Sting. And it actually changed, I think, how the ability looks overall. Let's see. It does look really cool. I'm not sure if that was a recent change, but you see it weaves a little bit. That's new. Did they change Dragonfire Bomb? They did. That looks pretty cool. Kill command, more or less the same. That looks just same. Oh, that looks different. Let's see. Raptor Strike, does that look any different? No, Raptor Strike still looks cool. What about Carve, the new ability? Well, not new, but changed ability that they added recently. Cool, so they have that now. Alright, let me pull my pet back. They want to change the spec a little bit because it didn't feel that great, for example, to run a Bloodseeker, Viper's Venom, Hydra's Bite. Where actually, let me go change the talent and maybe change to Guerrilla Tactic. So, a lot of people felt when it comes to AoE, you would throw down your bomb, right? AoE. But then this bomb doesn't last forever, so a lot of your damage goes down afterwards. So you have to maintain a dot on everybody, and then you have to play this dot maintenance game, and then you have to have your pet kill command in there when the bomb is back up. Then you go back to it. So it didn't really feel like you were AoEing how a lot of other classes do. A lot of classes felt they had a much easier AoE rotation. So here I'm trying to maintain a bleed. I got a proc. Let's maintain a bleed. Let's spread those bleeds so I can get those auto attacks in there. That didn't feel good whatsoever to play. So Blizzard is changing up a little bit by bringing back the ability of Carve, where it has actual benefits to it. Carve has a fairly short cooldown, affected by haste, 30 focus, sweeping attack that strikes enemies for fairly low damage, as you can see. Not some kind of crazy damage, just a swipe AoE. But it has an extra effect. Reduces the remaining cooldown on Wildfire Bomb for each target hit up to 5. So you have 4 enemies here. I'm going to throw down Wildfire Bomb. Does this change the cooldown? No, it doesn't. So it should have about the same cooldown. So cooldown is going to be, actually, let's just throw it again. 13 seconds, right? 13-second recharge. Bam, hit a bunch of enemies. Now you have this ability back. So this is supposed to help you use your Wildfire Bomb a lot more. And I kind of like this change altogether. We're just going to change it to Butchery real quick. Butchery. What did I even put you? So Butchery is different from Carve. It's a completely different ability, and it doesn't replace it. I feel like they might as well do it because they used to do it back in the day. You know, make it cost less focus, but has 3 charges, and maybe increase the cooldown reduction effect to it. So you have now bursty AoE, but they are keeping them separate abilities. So I don't really know where it should go in my bars. This is usually where mending bandages go. So yeah. This would be R, I guess. So I guess it could go here now because you don't have Mongoose Bite anymore. So I guess that would do the trick. But so you have your AoE is going to work slightly different. They also changed up your Hydra's Bite a little bit as well. So it does spread and tries to affect as many people as possible with your well, Serpent Sting, but it will also try to prioritize targets that are not affected. So like if I hit this guy, you have 3 enemies that are hit with a dot, but one of them isn't, and I'm going to target this guy. So I'm going to hit it again. It's going to try to prioritize targets that are not affected by the dot, but it doesn't quite work right now. So this is something they're working on trying to fix, because it's affecting the same exact people that are affected by the dot. So I have to find the person that's not affected and then hit them. But they're trying to fix it. They're trying to fix it so the Serpent Sting will try to prioritize targets that don't have a dot on them if they're in a nearby area. So it'll make it less tedious. So you can generally just hit one enemy and then hit him again, and then it should cover a full group of, let's say, 5 people, because it'll hit the main target and split off for 2. That doesn't work yet so far, but that is intended to change in the future. So that's basically the biggest change for survival right now, is the AoE component. And I kind of like it. I kind of dig it. A survival I felt like already had multiple ways to AoE, Wildfire Infusion combined with Butcher was really strong, but I want to read here. Shrapnel pierces the target, causing Raptor Strike and Butchery to affect bleeds. My question is right now, did they change it to affect Carve? Because it would be more effective to affect Carve rather than Butchery. So, let me hit the enemies here and carve them. Okay, it does nothing. Butchery does affect it. So maybe that's what they intended. I'm pretty sure that needs to change so then Carve and Wildfire Infusion can work together, because Wildfire Infusion forces you to pick Butchery, but maybe you might want to play the playstyle of Hydra Bite. Maybe you want to have Guerrilla Tactic instead. It's really I don't really know exactly. I guess the question, Blizzard has a lot more to do, but that is the recent change to survival. They're trying to enhance your Carve and AoE a little bit better in order to standardize. A lot of classes just can pop an ability that does AoE. Maybe if you're a Warlock, even Affliction Warlock doesn't even go and dot every single target. A lot of other classes have some sort of a way to get some easy AoE. I really did like this about survival though. I like the micromanagement, making sure everybody has a dot, because it was a different type of AoE. Some classes can come in, target one enemy, and they'll cleave everybody around them like you do currently with Carve. You can just cleave everybody around you, and then get you all the other abilities for AoE, and then cleave, and then AoE. A lot of them are just very convenient, and I understand why Blizzard would want to add some sort of convenience to the game. I would understand why Blizzard would want to add, just because so many classes have this. But I like this about survival, because as long as you got those dots up, as long as you were able to micromanage those damage over time abilities, you were shoo-in. Your damage was guaranteed. As long as you were somebody who could make sure to dot them up and dot and then start kill commanding, and then kill command whenever you get a proc for it, and then dots are about to fall off, making sure to get them back up, and maybe hit them with chakrams, get another bleed going with your dot, and then Dragonfire Grenade, and then bleed this guy just to make sure you're kind of spreading out, and then making sure to keep auto-attacking enemies, respreading the dots. I very much like this playstyle personally, but to make Carve more of a choice for AoE and something that's a good, I guess, filler in between ability, while you're still kill commanding on cooldown for as much as possible, I think this is a good thing. I think this is just going to be better for the specialization. It's going to make it easier for a lot of people to pick up the specialization. It's going to make a little bit more sense as well. So that's a nice change to the spec of survival. That is really the biggest change that's happening right now to them as of recent. I mean, they're looking up to be a good spec. I want to make a few videos where I cover survival in detail, as this spec is going through a lot of changes. We want to know if it's going to be a good spec at all. Is it worth leveling your hunter? Although I think it is worth, because Marksman and Beast Mastery currently are slamming on BFA. So even if survival is not going to be a spec of preference for you by the time you level a hunter, at least you'll have two viable specs that do good damage regardless. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, checking it out. Let me know what you think about the AoE for survival. Do you like the AoE simplicity of just carving through enemies, but also having that cooldown reduction with your Wildfire Grenade or Wildfire Bomb, where you can get it back up faster the more enemies you're hitting? Or were you like me, do you enjoy the playstyle where it's all about micromanaging your dots and making sure to dot up every single individual? Let me know all that in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.